I want to take a little time here to review the categorical syllogism. And remember, the structure of the categorical syllogism is that all A is inside B, all B is inside C, and all A is inside C, if those first two premises are true. So look at how the circles work here. If A is inside B and B is inside C, then A is inside C. And you'll see here that Aristotle has this logic in this expression, the maxim of all and none, okay, which comes from dictum de omni et nullo, the Latin. This is the principle in Aristotelian logic that whatever is affirmed or denied of the whole kind, K, may be affirmed or denied, respectively, of any subkind of K. And you're going to see that play out in these syllogisms. Okay, so first this syllogism here, this very familiar syllogism. All men are mortal. Socrates is a man, therefore Socrates is mortal. You see how Socrates is in the middle there, and if Socrates is a man, then he is mortal. Now we do have exceptions to that, right? I mean, Jesus is an exception. I mean, he died, but then he rose again, and he's forever living. Elijah, Enoch, those are exceptions to people who haven't died, but I think you have a basic principle here, and the argument is valid. What about this one? Do the circles fit in with one another? Yeah. So all Muslims are holy rollers. All holy rollers belong to the category of chain smokers. Therefore, Muslims are chain smokers. It's a valid argument. The circles fit. All Dr. Bird's classes are easy. Apologetics is a Dr. Bird class. Therefore, apologetics is easy. I'm using a different class here, but you see the point that the circles do fit inside each other, whether you dispute that first premise or not. Apologetics, since it is a Dr. Bird class, is easy according to this syllogism, and it's a valid syllogism. And then you have the rules. Rule A valid categorical syllogism must contain exactly three terms, each of which is used in the same sense throughout the argument. So the problem with this one, even though the circles fit inside one another, so inspired writings are scripture, and Handel's Messiah belongs to inspired writings. They fit within another, but they violate that rule because the definitions are different for the term inspired. And then rule B, the middle term must be distributed or refer to the members of the whole class, all the members of the class, in at least one premise. So in this syllogism, all Baptists are baptized, all Bible Methodists are baptized, therefore all Bible Methodists are Baptists. Well, you have a little problem, because even though we know all Baptists belong to the category of baptized, we don't really know where to put the Bible Methodists. Okay, yeah, they belong to the category of baptized. That's good. But do they fit within Baptist, or is there some that are outside Baptist? Well, we know for other reasons that they are outside Baptist, but there's a question mark according to these premises, because it doesn't refer to all of those who are baptized in at least one of the premises. What about this one? All elephants have ears. Zach has ears. Therefore, Zach is an elephant. Well, when you diagram that, you see that the middle term, ears, having ears, is not distributed at least once. And so we don't know whether Zach is an elephant or not. We know he has ears, but we don't know if he is an elephant or not. So there's a question mark. What about this one? Dating is fun. I'm having fun, therefore I am on a date. Well, Dating is fun. Dating does belong to that, according to the first premise. I'm having fun, so I fit inside fun, but am I on a date or not? You can't tell from those first two premises. So there's a question mark. What about rule C? In a valid categorical syllogism, if either term is distributed in the conclusion, then it must be distributed in the premises. Well, this is a violation of that. So you see here a problem. Some Christians are baptized, or Baptists. All Baptists are baptized with water. Therefore, all Christians are baptized with water. We're distributing all Christians. We're referring to all Christians in the conclusion, but we haven't in the premise, in which it is mentioned. And so we don't know where to put Christians. Are they all Baptist? Are they all baptized? We don't even know, according to the first two premises, whether they're all baptized. Right? I mean, that's not a valid inference from the two premises. So there's a question mark there. But here I want to share with you, I think, a very important syllogism that does work when we diagram it. Okay, so I want you to know that logic and syllogisms and this deductive logic is very important, and we come to some very important conclusions. So in this example, all the utterances of God are perfect. Premise 2, all the truth claims of the biblical writers are the utterances of God. What is the necessary conclusion? That all the truth claims of the Bible writers are perfect. When we diagram that, it works right. The utterances of God belong to the category of perfect. The truth claims of the Bible are utterances of God, and therefore they are perfect. You see? The truth claims of Scripture are inerrant because they are the utterances of God. So let's go back to that syllogism. All the utterances of God are perfect. Premise 1. Premise 2, all the truth claims of the biblical writers are the utterances of God. Conclusion, therefore all the truth claims of the biblical writers are perfect and thus inerrant. An important argument for inerrancy. We know that the first premise is true, right? Because God is perfect. He's morally good. He's never going to lead us astray. He knows everything. And so that's correct. And we know that the truth claims of the biblical writers are the utterances of God because of the claim, all Scripture is God-breathed. And of course, there's a lot of evidence to support that claim. And so if the Bible writers are writing things that are the actual breathing out of God, the very words of God, then those words are perfect. All right, let me give you one more example of a syllogism. And anything that has a beginning must have a cause. The universe has a beginning, therefore the universe has a cause. This is actually the cosmological argument, a version of the cosmological argument. And do you see how this works, how this diagrams? You have the category of that which has a beginning. Okay, that which has a beginning has a belongs to the category of have a cause. So anything that begins must have a cause. The universe has a beginning, therefore the universe has a cause, and we know that cause must be God. You see how the logic of that. If premise 1 is true and premise 2 is true, then the conclusion has to be true. And we know that anything that has a beginning must have a cause. Things don't just pop into existence out of nothing. So it has to have a cause. Something had to precede, had to exist before the universe's existence to account for the universe, to be the explanation for the universe's existence. The universe had a beginning, and we know from the expansion of the universe, we know from the laws of thermodynamics that the universe has a beginning. There are philosophical arguments that we'll share that show that the universe had a beginning. Therefore, the universe has a cause, and it fits. It's all logical. It's a valid and true argument.